right, so I'm gonna do something a bit different today. I'm gonna go through a variation of my alternate picking warm-up routine, and it's a variation that I think is better. So I guess the whole routine wasn't that ultimate. Now, if you want that the older routine, you can still get that for free inside my school community. You have the link in the description for that. And also, if you look into the links, you have something called the Daily Speed Builder. And that's a great 10-minute, actually less than 10-minute routine to improve your synchronization. So if that sounds interesting, go check that out as well. But maybe wait until after this lesson. So I'm going to cover a very systematic way of warming up your both hands basically, but it's focused on alternate picking. So when it comes to alternate picking, the way that I view it, we have 5 different areas. We have 1 note per string, 2 notes per string, 3 notes per string, 4 notes per string, not 5 notes per string, but single string. Okay, so those are the 4 areas we have when it comes to working on alternate picking. And now you might feel like, well, you know, if you play, then you're playing 6 notes per string, but you're not, because I'm talking about the patterns that the picking phrase is based on. So this is 2 notes per string, but that's still 2 notes per string, or that's still 2 notes per string, because it has a different feel. And you probably know this if you're good at 3 notes per string picking, and then you try to do some 2 notes per string picking, and you might feel like, oh, that doesn't feel good at all, or vice versa. So that's because they feel different for different reasons. So with that said, that's why I divide it this way. Now, whenever I do anything that's technical in nature, so if I'm not working on a song or a lick or whatever, or a new scale or arpeggio, I want to make things systematic so I get the most out of it. Because this is purely technical. Unless you're totally unhinged, you won't put this into like a solo, right? So, and the criticism I get for this type of stuff, well, not me personally necessarily, but what I've heard is like, oh, I would never practice something that I wouldn't use in actual music. And I think that's a bit silly, because the equivalent of telling a boxer or an MMA fighter like, hey, why do you go running? But you're not going to be running in the ring or in the octagon. But it's conditioning. And I think we need the same here for guitar, or at least it helps a lot. And why I like this systematic approach is that you're going to use all 4 fingers equally, so you're not going to end up being, struck with terror when you see something that needs to use the 3rd and 4th finger together, for example. And anyone can develop this, right? It's all about practicing it. And I think people get themselves into like a technique corner because they feel using the pinky is difficult, so they avoid using it. And then as the other fingers get better, it gets even more difficult, because now there's a big contrast between all the fingers, right? So don't do that to yourself. And another thing with these systematic things is that it sounds like crap. So that's actually a feature, not a bug, in my opinion, because then you can just focus on the tone quality. You don't need to worry about like, oh, it's such a beautiful line. You can just be, is my pick attack good? Does every individual note sound good? And also, you won't be that tempted to try to speed this up, because it's gonna sound like shit anyway, right? So it's not like you're working on this, Eric Johnson lick, and I really want to hear it as the way that it sounds in Cliffs of Dover. This stuff will sound crappy either way. So that's the downside to these systematic ways of doing it, because it's just the nature of the thing. But I think it's worth doing, and you don't need to do it that much. That's the beauty of it as well. If you do like 10 minutes of this as a warm-up, that will make a big difference over time. Not today, not tomorrow, not even next week necessarily, but if you keep this up for a few weeks, I'm 100% sure you're gonna find that, oh, this actually helps, you know, because you notice that your normal picking starts feeling a bit more effortless. So I think that you get a lot of bang for your buck here, so to speak. So with all that out of the way, I'm gonna get some coffee and prepare to have something really bad sounding coming through your ears. All right, so now you can't see the frets on this one, but on the 5th fret here. And we want to use a 4-finger positioning, like that. And then we're gonna divide this now into the categories that I talked about before. But I'm not gonna do single string. There's different things I do for single string. Maybe I can show that after, but that's not part of this routine necessarily. So we're gonna start with 2 notes per string, or sorry, 1 note per string. And the way we're gonna do that is using 2 fingers at a time, 3 fingers at a time, and 4 fingers at a time, okay? So when we do this then systematically, if we look at the left hand or your fretting hand, we have 4 fingers and we have 6 possible combinations of 2 fingers at a time. We can go 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and then 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 4. Okay, so the way that I think of it, I just look at like, okay, well, how many combinations can I do starting with the index finger? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Now I'm done with that finger. How many can I do starting with the second finger? Okay, 2. Done with that finger, and then this finger. Okay, so we have those 6, and now we're gonna start by going up the strings like this. So starting with a downstroke, all alternate picking. So we're just gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're gonna restart this with 1 on the high E string and go down 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. As you can hear, it's beautiful. And generally, you can do 1 rep and then you go to the next combination. So the next combination would be 1, 3. And all alternate picking, of course. Then 1, 4. 2, 3. 2, 4. And 3, 4. And like I said, you can do 1 rep per combination, but if you find that like, oh shit, 2, 4 or 3, 4 feels really bad, do more. So when I went to GIT in the mid-90s, it was this great teacher, Steve Travato, amazing country player. He actually was good at everything. But he would have, in one of the classes we had to get up on stage in one of the rooms and then play with a band and, you know, read a chart and all that stuff. And I remember he was the teacher of that, and he walked around with his guitar unplugged, but he had a strap, and then he would just stand like this as he was, you know, talking through things. I remember that distinctly, being like, huh. And I knew he was like an amazing player, so, you know. And again, obviously he wouldn't be using that in a solo, but in this case, he worked extra on the tricky fingers. So that's why this systematic approach is so helpful. But I'm gonna go through them again. And tempo here, this completely pointless to do this if you do it at a tempo where you make mistakes. So really focus on quick transitions. And yeah, you can start like, or even slower. It's quite a good concentration exercise if you do 1 rep per fingering. as well. So once we've done that, we're gonna go to 3 fingers at a time. So, but we're still only gonna do 1 note per string, right? So we're gonna go, when you divide the left hand into groups of 3, you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, okay? So if you do that across the strings, 1, 2, 3. Now we can do that again here. And then we just turn around. Right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the funny thing here is that when you try this, and do try this at home right now, if you can, when you compare this one with, they feel kind of different in the right hand as well. Obviously in the left hand, but in the right hand, it feels different, at least for me. But maybe it's just me being weird, but it feels not the same, even though, you know, technique-wise, it's exactly the same going up and down the strings. So that's why I think it's important to go through these different patterns, because it can really affect your technique overall. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then we do the same thing with 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. And then give it up for 2, 3, 4, no one's favorite. And then we're done with the 3-finger combinations. And then for 4 fingers, I only have 4 fingers, so we have 1 combination here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, because we're not talking about dividing it into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 3. That's for another lesson. So this one is just about the pure number of combinations you can get from the 4 fingers. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I start on the B string here, I run out of strings. So if you have an 8 string, you can do this, you know, start here and then start here. But I don't, so I restart instead on the D string. So I'm gonna go up E, A, D, G, and then I restart on D. Same thing going down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this one will obviously feel different than the other ones because we restart the picking on the D string or the G string when we go back. So that's all the combinations for 1 note per string. But I also want you to do this starting on the high E string. So you do go through the same combination. So this will be a good review for you guys. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3. 1, 4. 2, 3. 2, 4. 3, 4. And this also feels different, even though, you know, the picking is still going to be the same, and we're going to fix that later as well by doing exactly the same routine again on a different fret, but starting with an upstroke. I'm not going to go through the whole routine like that because then you would just fall asleep in front of your screen, but that's something you really want to do because otherwise you basically get 50% out of this. So, but starting on the high E string is very important as well. So then you go through the same thing with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. One, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4. And finally 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now a very helpful thing here, especially for the single string one, is to use the planting technique. And I have a video about that on my channel, so you can just go there and check that out after the lesson. But quickly, and it's called Fix Your Picking Technique, something. It's the one before the Troy Grady. That's the other Troy. It's the video before the Troy Stettner interview. So what you want to do with the planting is that you do this. If I do the 1-2 here, for example, I go. So now I'm cutting the notes short here with my left hand, but that's just because as soon as I play the E string, I go straight to the A string. So you want to practice this slowly, so you can as quickly as possible, just snap into place. It's almost like the strings are magnetic. Hey man, yeah, I think you're catching me during a better live stream as well, because now I'm actually... Oh, Holland, awesome. Now I'm actually teaching something here. So I'll get to questions later as well. Anyway, so... So planting is really an important technique for your string crossing, and it can help you so much when it comes to making sure your motion actually works. Thanks, man. Oh, so do you mean the music I made for Epidemic Sound? Hey, Vlad. So basically, I'm doing this a bit different today. I'm just teaching this. I have a concept that I want to teach, and then I'll take questions later. So I'm keep talking in the chat, and if I get distracted, that's on me. So that's all good. Anyway, so you want to make sure that actually on that topic, I realized that the hot ones, you know, that would have celebrities eat hot sauce things, they use basically mostly my music. It is so funny. And what's not so funny is that I don't get paid anymore because of that, because when they subscribe to Epidemic Sound, they pay what they pay. But it's still really cool to see such a big show use my music. Anyway, if anyone knowing me mostly for the guitar stuff is confused, I used to work for a company called Epidemic Sound, and I wrote close to 700 tracks for them during like a 9-year period or something. Anyway, so planting is super important because it teaches you, or it shows you the correct way for your technique when it comes to crossing strings. Because if you can do this, if my pick orientation wasn't correct, I would not be able to do this with the planting, because I'm moving as quickly as I can anyway. And then, so if I would be like something like this, then I would probably re-hit that string accidentally. It would be really awkward to do this. So that's why it's a very good technique to practice. So basically, if I go through the 2-finger ones like that, and you can see it this way, so. And I would do that slower when you do it yourself, because the whole point is like that, right? So yeah, pretty much. It was a lot. I don't know exactly the timings of it, but it was at one point it was like I think 1 or 2 2-minute things and one shorter, because when they first started, they needed to build the library fast, but then I got into the orchestral stuff more and more, so you know it took a long time to write that stuff. So, you know, generally I would spend like 12 hours on the writing, and then I would spend another 12 hours doing the actual mock-up using the sample libraries and stuff like that. So, and I hate that part of it. I love it when I'm done, but it was so fucking labor intensive, I didn't want to deal with it. So that's my hope for AI, that, and it's gonna come, I'm sure, where you can just I can notate things. So I write every note in Sibelius or whatever, and then I can input that into AI, and then it can render an orchestral mock-up for me. But every note is mine, and everything is mine. No, but everything is done by me. So that would be awesome, because then it will be so cool. Thank you. What kind of a channel do you have? Oops. There we go. Lost the window. And I'm back. Yeah, I doubt it will be Contact 8, but there was nothing BAM about that stuff back in the day. And still isn't, I think. I think they have some sort of choir thing now where they you can do that. You give it notation, it actually, because that, I'm not interested in like going to Suno and be like, oh, write me a John Williams thing. What's the point of that? No. Oh, paragliding. Oh, you have some massive balls then. That's something I would never do. Holy shit. Anyway, okay, so that was the single string version, right? You want to do that first, and I would do both versions. So I started on here and started down here, and then we go to 2 notes per string. Now this one I don't use the 3-finger combinations here, and not even the 4-finger either. You could if you want, but you know, I don't care. So in this one, I just take the 2-finger one and go up 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, then turn around right away. So what happens then is that you get down, 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 up, 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 up. So you get both string changes here. So when you turn it around here, when you do it again on the second round, you're gonna basically get the opposite's gonna happen. So that's really helpful as well. So basically 1 2, and then you try to flow into 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 4 3 4. And do it slower than this. I don't do it at this tempo. When I do it myself, I'm more like to just make sure that everything is super accurate. No extra noise anywhere, no tension, nothing. So then you do the same thing again. Like I said, you start on the top string instead. And then you're done with that. And now we go to 3 notes per string. We have these 4 combinations again. 1 2 3, 1 2 4, 1 3 4, 2 3 4. Now, what you do here is basically do the same thing as we did with the 2 notes per string, where we turn it around like that. So I'm not going. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3. Favorite. And same thing again, starting on the top string. So. Beautiful, beautiful music. Anyway, that's the 3 note per string version, and then we're gonna go to 4 notes per string. Again, one combination. We just gonna turn it around on the top right away. We're not gonna go like that. And now we're gonna get the same effect as we did with the 2 notes per string because it's an even number. So starting with a downstroke, we get to a new string on a downstroke the whole time. Down, 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 and then up, 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 up. And same thing, down, down, up, up. And then you're done, almost. Now you do the same thing again. Pick another fret. So if you start here on the 5th, maybe go up to 10 or 14, whatever. It's up to you. I'm not your dad. And do the same thing. We'll start with an upstroke. So if I do it here from the 9th, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but if I go through a couple of the 1 note per string, 2 finger combinations, upstroke. Oops. See? You need to practice upstroke as well. What the hell? So, don't tell anyone that I made a mistake. Bad for the brand. But seriously though, the upstroke feels weird in comparison. But that's only because you probably haven't practiced it before. So initially it might feel really weird, but just go slow. And again, don't be afraid. Yeah, I know. You can always tell that what Petrucci practiced during the period where he wrote the riff. All the chromatic variations. I actually think he has a... What's that? In the Under a Glass Moon. And also Under a Glass Moon. That thing. Anyway, so that's basically the whole lesson here. Oh wow, 30 minutes on the nose pretty much. So hopefully you guys, and yes, probably not going to be any women around here, right? This is like a bodybuilding channel, all dudes. But basically, just let me know if you like this format. And, you know, I'm gonna get distracted when you talk in the chat, but that's fine. But I find it fun to do a live lesson thing. And I also think it's a bit more engaging for people watching, even if you watch this as a replay. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? I can't sit around in the chat and wait for like, oh, oh, it's 3 people now, let's go. So I'm just gonna start doing these, and then you can watch it again afterwards. My favorite Triad training. Did I read that right? Austrian picking power. Now that's a good name. Well, it depends on what you mean with triads. If you mean, do you mean like triads as a concept, as just using, or do you mean, and not necessarily together like that, but I mean, triads is also as a triad, right? So, or some reverb. Such a dry sound when I did that, but that's good. Exactly. That's still need to work. Anyway, triads. One really good way of checking them out is to map them out on the fretboard. It's kind of similar to what I do with scales and seeing intervals from the fretboard. So my course, Playing What You Hear, basically uses 3 different zones, as I call them, playing the same notes, because you want to be able to see if I'm here and I want to find the 5th, I know it's gonna be here. If I want to find the 7th, it's here, 6th, and so on. And if I'm in this position where I happen to be on this note, then I can find the 6th here, 5th, 4, 3. If I'm here, 5, 6, 6, 3, 2, 4, and so on. So you can see it almost like when you write in Microsoft Word or whatever, where you can have the text, the normal way, and then you have like the top to bottom way, and then you have like the weird right to left way. So anyway, I use the same type of thinking for triads, because I like the fact that you will have them available to you then. It's not just going to be like, oh, here's a triad, and that's, if you're up here improvising, you don't want to have to be like, oh, where's my triad again? Oh, it's over here. There's nothing to do with anything, right? You want to be like, oh, here's the triad. And to map that out, I would do this. I do this one. So basically this is like zone 1. And also you can see it as 2 notes plus 1. So I'm just playing a C major arpeggio here. 1, 3, 5. And then 1, 3, 5. Or do, mi, so. But now it's more like the zone 2. Because I'm seeing the notes kind of straight up and down here. And then you have zone 3. Which would be, okay, zone 2 again would be 1 plus 2 notes, and then we have 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that covers the most obvious ways to get to whatever triad you want to get to. And then you do that with all the inversions. So next one will be here, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. Then we're back to but 1 octave higher, so 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and then you have this one as well, 3, 5, 1, and then you don't have any, since I don't have any more strings. If you do, congratulations, I don't, so I have to stop here. And then you do that in the next inversion, so you go and go on like that. And when you do that, and especially doing what I just did, you can't sing it. I think it's good to do. but at least being like, okay, 3, 5, 1. That's really good for your ear, and especially if you do it over a drone. 3, 5, 1. Ah, beautiful. But if you do that, your brain is gonna brain more. It's good for the brain to brain. So basically, it's not just gonna be this random pattern. You're just gonna see like, oh, okay, 3, 5, 1. Cool, that makes sense. Because this thing here, 3, 5, 1, if you see it as a pattern, this could just as well be from the E minor scale, right? 1, flat 3, flat 6. Right? So I think it's important to put the names as in the functional intervals on whatever you're practicing, so you can see the context. Because a lot of people see this scale. Oh, here's the major scale. But that's only true if you hear this note as the root. So if you're playing over an A chord, yes, that would be an A major scale. But if you're playing over, for example, here a B minor, then it's gonna sound like B Dorian. So, you know. No, yeah, I love fizzy water. So that's why. Some guy thought it was vodka at some point. I'm like, wow, okay. Raging alcoholic in that case. So that's the way that I would look at triads. And then you do that with minor as well, and then sus and whatever. That triad is sus. Yeah, so more questions, otherwise I'm done with this stream. I actually enjoy this format a lot. Yes, you will. That's the thing, right? The only difference between whatever I do and whatever you do, and if you can't do what I'm doing, it's because I've done more good reps than you in that regard. I don't believe in talent whatsoever. Because if that was true, why did I have to practice my fucking ass off? And everyone else that I know that's really good at something, they've all done the same. So. Moises, no, I don't know the modes of the minor Neapolitan scale. Hey, could you tell me what the scale degrees are of the minor Neapolitan scale? Because sometimes, you know, you have different names for scales. Well, as long as you're having fun, that's what's gonna help. But try this thing, or better yet, try the thing that's linked in the description, my daily speed builder, because that's less than 10 minutes, and that's gonna do more for your synchronization than just doing some random scales. Yeah, I think that's the unfortunate truth. Harmonic minor scale with a flat second. That's spicy. Maybe we can go. Never mind. No, I don't think that's the Moise says, no, I've never used a scale in my life. Was cool though. You should. Fucking hell, I keep hitting the second. I'm not too fond of that, actually. That's cool though. It's almost like a Phrygian. Well, that's what it is. It's a Phrygian with a natural 7. And I guess if you see. So basically, isn't that what they call the Gypsy minor or something? When if I play the 4th mode, I got 1, 2, flat 3, flat 5, or actually sharp 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, go practice, but make sure you watch the video for that one. Yeah, no, he's talking about this scale is flat second. You add a flat second to the harmonic minor scale, so you get 1 if you see it from the point of A, 1 flat 2 flat 3 instead of 1 2 flat 3. So. Because when you do that, you get this funky, this chromatic bit. But as a mode, we hear it in point of view of D instead of the same notes. You get 1 2 flat 3, sharp 4 5, flat 6, flat 7. That's really cool. I like it. Really cool. I think I like it more from the four. I guess that would be the 4th mode, right? So 1. That's really cool. Thank you. I mean, this is not technically that because this. This thing is like a Django Reinhardt thing that he got from Mozart, where you have a minor triad arpeggio, and then just add you add a half step below, and it sounds awesome. It works in major as well. If I can do it. Let's see. But this was a really cool mode. Thank you. I'm gonna explore that. It really throws a wrench into your brain, though. It's like, ugh! Because I'm so used to going. Actually, this is a perfect point for why you should practice this systematic stuff. If I hadn't practiced this before, which might seem like what a stupid fingering, who would ever use that? Well, when you sit there and Moises comes in with, can you play this mode? And then I actually have a, snowball's chance in hell to do it. Actually, that's not a good analogy. But, I can actually, I can do it somewhat. Because this is not, I don't have to go like this. I always wear shorts inside, pretty much. I'm very hot. What my wife says, at least. No, I'm playing. This is just the Archetype Petrucci by Neural DSP. They need to sponsor me or something because I keep mentioning them in every stream. So. Exactly. Hey, I'm Ryan. I must say though, I kind of like if I play this. Not wildly happy with that note. That's cooler to me. That sounds out of place to me. And I know that would be the mode of the scale you talked about, Moises, but I think... So I guess it would be a harmonic minor with the sharp 4. That's cool. Moises, when it comes to exotic scales, are there some worth learning? Some of the most, I guess, for lack of a better term, not as interesting or pleasant. Yeah, it's kind of like most of the major scale modes work really well. The Lokrin can be a bit weird because it doesn't have a resting chord. So if you take the most of the major scale and you take the first, third, and fifth note, you're gonna get either a major or a minor triad. But on the Lokrin side, you're basically gonna get this type of a chord, which is a transitional chord, a leading chord. So if that's the home base chord, everything's gonna be like, whoa. So you're coming home, but then you get kicked out again, which is not the case when you have that, right? So I think that's the problem with some of the modes of the harmonic minor and the melodic minor. Harmonic minor, the mode that's really, you know, works really well, obviously, is the fifth one, where you get the with the Phrygian major or Phrygian dominant. So that those two are like, they work great. But I'm sure there's room to discover more in those as well. And then you have like the melodic minor, and you have a few more. You have the normal one, of course. And then you have the fourth one, which would be the Mixolydian, Lydian dominant. Right, so not you go 1, 3, sharp 4, 6, 5, 3, 1, flat 7, 1, right? So that's a cool one. And then you have another really cool one is the Mixolydian flat 6. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. It's something Per Nilsson uses a lot. It's a beautiful one. And then you have the one starting on the 7th degree, which would be the altered scale. But I'm not allowed to play these expensive chords. The jazz police will come and get me. So before you go hunting for all like these exotic ones, I would make sure that you can do those. Because also, the only reason why I could somewhat get going with the scale that you showed me now is because I could relate it to a scale I already know. And like, oh, it's just like that scale, but with this note changed. Because, for example, this one, Mixolydian flat 6, it's going to be kind of like, if you don't know Mixolydian, you're going to be like, what do you mean Mixolydian flat 6? Then you would have to, you know, so don't, that's why it's not good. I think it's crucial to know the basics. So, and it's quite straightforward. You learn the major scale, the modes of the major scale, and then you do the same process with the harmonic minor scale and the melodic minor scale. And I think you have harmonic major if you want as well. But if you at least have those three basic scales, major scale, harmonic minor, melodic minor, and it's the modes, you basically have 21 different scales. So that's a lot to chew on. But not all of them are very usable in my opinion, because they a lot of them can be, I think you can use them in a composition if you use a section, but if you try to base a whole song on like the third mode of melodic minor, it's gonna sound quite weird and like forced, right? Because even the harmonic minor scale, usually when you use that, it's like, that's just the minor scale for all those chords, and then that's where you do the harmonic minor scale, right? So you kind of chuck it in where you need it. And I think that's usually the best case for these more exotic scales as well. But saying that, I do like the one. But like I said, I kind of prefer doing this with the major 7, so 1, 2, flat 3, sharp 4, 5, flat 6, 7. And why I don't call this flat 5 is because we already have a 5th. We don't have a 4th, so. Yeah, that might be the case. I haven't checked that one out specifically, but Mixolydian flat 6 is used quite a lot actually. Well, more so than a lot of other modes. All right, well, I gotta go, but thank you for hanging out. And yeah, I'm gonna stick to this format for a while until you scream and become angry. And what I mean by this format is that the first half hour of this stream was me going through a concept. And I think that's better than me just sitting there noodling and waiting for questions. So if you missed that, go check that out, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And don't forget to grab the daily speed builder routine. You have that in the description. And yeah, see you next time.